Welcome to Francis Quilts, the site dedicated to the wonderful art of quilting, with a few other fun things thrown in as well. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe. Hey guys, welcome to Francis Quilts. Today we are in part 2 of our 3-part series about paper piecing. Today I'm going to show you the way that I prefer to prepare my pieces and get my fabrics cut to a similar size before I ever start the piecing process. So I hope you enjoy. Today I'm doing some paper piecing. Now, paper piecing is not my absolute favorite thing to do, but I had this wonderful pattern by Cindy Edgerton called A Little Bit Shorter Tall Tree. And I wanted to make 2 of these to go in my entryway when I decorate in a week or so. So it was time to pull out the paper piecing skills and get started. The first steps that I did were to trace the design out onto Golden Threads paper. Now, I love Golden Threads paper. It is very thin, it's easy to see through for tracing purposes. It tears super easily when you're ready for it to tear, but you can actually sew over it a couple of times if you need to without it putting a hole in it. Now, the thing I don't like about paper piecing is the fact that it's sometimes hard when you have these real funky angles like this piece right here. It's hard to make sure that you get that piece of fabric big enough to cover that. The number of times I have sewn it along here and then flipped it out and found out that it was the wrong size just is so frustrating to me. So I have taken some steps to hopefully get rid of that problem. This is what I did. After I had traced this pattern onto the Golden Threads paper, I also traced it onto a piece of freezer paper. Now, freezer paper is paper on one side, but it has a waxy substance on the other side that will allow it to be ironed onto fabric. Once I had cut out all of those pieces, I ironed them on my fabric that I was going to use for each piece, and then cut out, leaving a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around that. Okay, I know I only need 1/4 inch, but I'm giving myself 1/2 inch just to give me a little more room. This is what this particular design looks like when it has been cut out of freezer paper and then ironed onto the fabric and then cut out of the fabric with that 1/2 inch seam allowance. It doesn't really look like much, but hopefully by the time we're finished with this, you'll be able to see it looking like a little bit of a Christmas tree. Okay, step 2 is completed. Our pieces are cut out and ready to start sewing together. Stand by for tomorrow and step 3, putting it all together. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe. You can also find my blog at francisquilts.com, and I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Francis Quilts, and on Pinterest at Francis Quilts 57. Hope to see you again soon.